Anne Enright, born in Dublin, Ireland on October 11, 1962. She's a beloved author in her homeland, winning the Booker Prize in 2007 for her novel The Gathering. The Gathering is a novel dealing with the theme of family relationships and one daughter dealing with a tragic loss and a traumatic childhood. Enright studied at the Lester B. Pearson United World College of the Pacific in British Columbia for 2 years after winning an international scholarship. She then moved on to receive an English and philosophy degree from Trinity College in Dublin. When she was 21, her family bought her an electric typewriter, which allowed her to start writing a series of short stories. Using these stories, she won a Chevening Scholarship to the University of East Anglia's creative writing course, where she studied under Angela Carter and Malcolm Bradbury, two very respected European novelists. At East Anglia's school, she completed her master's degree in English. Enright began her career as an Irish television writer and director for the RTE, the Radio and Television Public Service Broadcasting Network of the Republic of Ireland. She worked there for 6 years, and in this time she completed a collection of short stories entitled The Portable Virgin in 1991. This book won the Rooney Prize for Irish Literature. She then moved on to work in children's television programming for 2 years. She's recorded saying that children's TV is great fun and a great challenge, but it is not my passion. I want to be a writer. Shortly after this, she had a life-changing breakdown. Enright was overwhelmed and unfulfilled in her job and life. She took this breakdown as a sign she needed to make a change. This is when she quit television and became a full-time novelist. I recommend having a breakdown early. If your life just falls apart early on, you can put it back together again. It's people who are always on the brink of a crisis who hit bottom who are in trouble. She devoted her full energy to writing. The result was her first novel, The Wing My Father Wore, in 1995, a story about motherhood, sex, and love. Enright's second novel, What Are You Like, published in 2000, is an exploration of family relations. 2 years later, she turned her attention to a slightly different area, The Pleasure of Eliza Lynch, a fictionalized version of the life of an Irish woman who became a politically powerful figure in the 19th century in Paraguay. Although Enright wrote many popular novels, most readers get to know her through her essays. They are described as being very frank and funny. An example of these are her collection of essays called Making Babies, Stumbling into Motherhood, published in 2004. This is a collection of essays she wrote about early pregnancy and the struggles of raising 2 young children. In 2007, she wrote her most accomplished and most critically acclaimed novels, The Gathering. For this novel, she won the Man Booker Prize and Irish Novel of the Year. The Gathering also won her the Fellow of the Royal Society of Literature in 2008. The Gathering is a very grim novel with serious and depressing subject matter. Critics have praised The Gathering with faint damnation for its savage analysis of family history. Even the New York Times, in a very thoughtful and positive review, claims there was no consolation in the book, but Enright sees her novel very differently. She believes that it provides the consolation of humor, and ever the grimmest situations. She explains in an interview with Stuart Jeffries that the novel is supposed to be a display of the bond between desire and hatred. Veronica is so angry because she desires this idealistic family and hates that it is unattainable to her. She reveals that her novel is in fact not a novel about a woman regretting her disappointing family, but it is a journey of a woman who comes to realize that she can't change her life or family. She has to accept it and love what she has. This novel is about self-reflection and realization. I think this novel reflects the author's life. In another interview, she gushes about how she loves her family and cannot live without them. The support she receives is what has turned her into who she is, but it takes time to accept that. You may not always like them, but in the end, they are family. Anne Enright's writing explores themes such as family relationships, love, sex, and Ireland's difficult past. She writes about what interests her and what applies to her life. She is still writing and has announced that she is releasing a new book next year.